it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Yeah, gotta do it right. Yeah, do it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Time to throw in the towel. I've been holding on this for a while. Moving on.
Hey, y'all know.
Hello.
Welcome. It is Wealthy
Marriage
Wednesday. Congratulations. You are so welcome. You are so welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, we've been looking forward to see y'all for a while.
Yes.
Because this right here is a special time. That's why you see us in a different background.
Right.
It's because this is all about reclaiming your time today.
Yes.
It's all about protecting your social agenda. Yeah. If you know, you know.
Yeah. If you don't, but ask somebody.
Yeah, I know it because like legitimately as a married couple, yeah, we be busy, man. We got a lot of stuff going on.
Yes.
And so like if we're gonna be busy like we're gonna be busy, like how we gonna protect what we need to protect?
Right.
Like because for real though, like I don't know about y'all, but when it's time for love, it's time for love. It ain't time for the games, and you gotta make space. And that stuff can be challenging.
Really
So we're going to talk about some real strategies to be able to make the space, to be able to do the things that matter most to you. That's what we're working on even right now.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited. It's been a good week.
It really has.
Yeah. So just to bring y'all up to speed on a few things.
Yeah.
Just to bring y'all up to speed on a couple things.
Yes. We got some things happening, y'all.
Yeah, we've been making some moves. And so obviously we just came back, and I'm telling you, like last week we told you we came back from camp, but camp was phenomenal.
Oh my goodness.
And so we still kind of riding that wave of like, man, this is just great. You know, to see that many young people having a great time serving the Lord. I mean, praising God, praising worship. It was absolutely outstanding. My heart jumped and leaped. And you see them when they see you, they come to give you a hug because they had a memorable thought. And I remember all the people who poured into me over the years.
Oh my goodness.
So you know, it's just different.
Yeah, it brings you so much joy.
And, it so much joy
and fulfillment, really, because we're able to have some impact and with some people who are growing, and it just feels good to be able to have that opportunity to do it and have the freedom to do it.
You had the freedom to do it.
Yeah.
And so that's what we like to do. You might like to do other things with your time, but what we like to do with our time is a lot of ministry work. We like to do nonprofit work. We like to do things that we believe are serving people. We've always been like that, but now we just had a desire at that point in our life. It's like we want to do it with everything. Like why wait until we get all old and then say we're gonna do something good when we get old?
Right.
Like why we gotta wait?
Yeah,
we don't want to wait no more.
Now?
And so how do we design the life where we can not just reclaim our time, but then protect the things that matter the most to us? Right. And protect our time together as a couple. Yeah. You know, it's quite a commitment, you know, to be in business together. And so if you've ever been a person who wanted to go in business with your spouse or a person who had messed it up previously, then you know what I'm talking about. Or somebody who's even getting it right sometimes. Right. Like I know every once in a while I'm getting it right and sometimes getting it not right.
Me too.
Just because we on chapter 14 of this book and we wrote this book, people think we get it right all the time, and that's just not a true story. Like
it's a process.
It's a process. Yeah. It's a process, and like you know, we are the best thing about us is we probably really good friends. Yes, and so us being friends covers up a whole lot of stuff. Right. But I'm gonna tell you, when it's time for you to have your social agenda popping, when you got kids, like we got three kids, they're teenagers and they active and they're smart and they do a lot of different stuff. And so when you got three active teenagers who active and do a whole bunch of stuff, when you active in your ministry, when you active in nonprofit work, you know, many of you know, can we just keep it all the way 100? Yeah. Because, you know, what we are here on this show and talking about is really this one thing. I know we in chapter 14 of our book, but like the thing that we're here always talking about is this freedom formula. That's right. Which is turning your time into money, turning your money into assets, and turning your assets into freedom. But we just going to talk about this one topic. Before we could talk about reclaiming your social agenda, like we got to talk about the meaning of freedom.
Oh yeah.
And like, because everybody look at freedom differently. They like, all right, well, what are y'all talking about? Well, I know what turning my time into money, trading time for dollars. Right. We know what that is, John. Joy. We ain't got to keep talking about that, John and Joy.
Right.
And then y'all be like, okay, well, I know y'all got to do properties. All you talk about is properties. Every week you want to talk about real estate. Okay, all right, yeah, we do. We do talk about real estate all the time, and we do it all the time. Yeah. And so that's what we talk about, is the stuff we do.
Right.
Okay, and so that's when you get the assets, right. Because those assets pay you. So right. Now we get to buy stuff that pays us, and that's what we want to help you to be able to do.
Right.
And then the other part is like, how do you turn your assets? Now you got some assets. How do you turn that into freedom? And so freedom, I want y'all to write this down and put it into the chat, because just get this into your spirit, because this is really what we all want in different ways in every area of our life.
Oh, absolutely.
Is to be without hindrance or restraint.
Yeah.
With not in bondage.
Mm-hmm. I think I've been like that my whole life.
You're in many ways. In many ways. Like but it's like, you know, I want to be free, and I don't want to be in bondage no more. Yeah. A lot of times we in bondage mentally. You know, to talk about that, like, especially from a social agenda standpoint.
Oh, for sure.
It's like when you first dating, you got this like fire inside of your relationship, and I'm like, man, you know, you can't wait to get it. You looking at each other, I mean, it's fired up. I mean, you into that thing. And then you go from there to being engaged and still kind of, but then you got that first kid, and it's like, oh snap, I got this first kid. I mean, well, how's this thing gonna go? You bring that little stress in, you get a little bit of separation, your body start changing, your mind start changing, you start getting a little bit older,
but then everything starts changing. Everything starts changing. Now you have this other person that you're taking care of, that's put into this relationship, this union that you have, and you haven't been used to before.
Right.
And so it's like, what do I do now? How do I set out that time for my spouse?
Right. So now it's like, all right, well, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And so we was attracted to each other. We got these daggone kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what happened now? Yeah. So now we 3 kids thick, and now we going through work. Now we got to work. Now we got different ways of making money. Yeah. Now you still want to help out in your church. You want to help out in your nonprofit. Right. You want to help out in your kids' sports teams. I mean, you got all this stuff. Your family needs stuff from you. Everybody pulling at you, especially if you're a responsible human being.
Right.
You know, if you married, you know, you the most responsible people you know.
Right.
Y'all stable. Everybody come to you for something. Even the other people you know who stable still come to you for stuff, because they know you that level of stable.
Right.
If you, matter of fact, if you watching this program, you probably one of the most successful people you know.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know.
No, for
and if you one of those people, you know what it's like. The burden of having success in your life, on your jobs, or having success with your family, in your relationship. Wherever those different areas are where you're already successful, you're successful people, you already win it. And so like, you want to go to that next level, but a big part of it is like, when you're pouring out all that on all these other people, you got to make time for each other.
Yes.
Like, we got to make time for love. There were some times when we was in bondage in that area.
Oh my goodness.
Specifically. Like, you know, we would go through these times, and then by the time we got to spend some time together, it would be all late at night. She'd be tired, I'd be tired. And then so she'd be tired, and then I'm wanting to act like I'm not tired.
Right.
And so that's just weird, you know.
And it's like giving each other your leftovers. You giving everything to everybody else.
Right.
Poured out, gave out all of what you had, and then you come to the person who you say that you love the most, that you would do your all for, but yet he's getting, or she's getting, the scraps.
Right. Oh, come on now. Now we can get back to the topic about freedom.
Yeah. And
freedom is without hindrance or restraint. How many of you all would love to have in your relationship no hindrance or restraint in your love life? How many of you all would like to have a social agenda where you went and did intimate things together? And I'm not talking about sex all the time. I'm talking about being intimate, like being close, having the silence in your mind where you can just go to a deeper place and talk about stuff that you normally wouldn't talk about. Like where you can do all of these different things together, where you can spend time doing the things that enrich your soul and your mind and your heart. Like where, at what point, you know, are you going to really be free? And it's levels of freedom, because we can be free even from a check standpoint. Like I have all the money I need, and some of you even got all the time you need. But what area are we still in bondage? And what area do we still have a hindrance, or what area are there still restraints from us being able to do what we are desiring to do.
The passion for.
And so if you have a passion for your spouse, you have a passion for each other, you want to spend time together, you want to do things together, you want to be intimate together, you want to have more time, it ain't just going to happen on accident. It's going to take some freedom. Ain't easy. Freedom is going to take some intention. Like you have to put in the work to be free. And then once you get free, you got to stay free.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest keys, this is why we work financially, and we talk about buying properties, and we talk about buying other assets, and we talk about wealth, and we talk about your money. The reason why is because a lot of times us chasing after work and our work wife and our work husband and our overtime and chasing after all those different things, it completely gets you off track, and it puts a restraint and a hindrance on the things that we say we want the most.
Right.
And I give this example all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, I know plenty of people, and they say I give myself away, Lord, so you can use me. Until that overtime, that double time hit on Sunday, I ain't gonna make it, Doc. I ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna be there. I got to get in there. Until that Tuesday night hit, now I got to get to the job. I got stuff I got to do. And a lot of times the financial barriers are because we in a situation that we have to adjust the things that we desire because of somebody else telling us what to do with our time. And so our role and job has got to be, our focus as a couple is going to be, how do we become actually free? And not have hindrances, not be in bondage in any area, not be in bondage in our intimate life, not be in bondage in our mindset, not be in bondage spiritually, not be in bondage physically, not be in bondage emotionally. Like, I don't mean anything dealing with bondage. We coming against it on this show right now.
Break free.
We breaking free. We're breaking free from it. And so this show is all about breaking free and reclaiming your time so that you can protect your social agenda, your time, your intimate time with your spouse. If you can get these two things right, your money and your sex right, if you can get your money and your intimacy right in your marriage, it's hard to mess that up.
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like you look at the number 1 and 2 reasons why people are running around on each other. It's probably because something is broken in one of those 2 areas. And they say communication, but your communication broke because you broke.
Yeah.
Or your communication.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a bar.
I'm just saying. Hey, your communication broke because you broke. I'm serious.
No, that's fact.
You know how stressed out I be sitting there looking at the Starbucks receipt on the Bank of America app, talking about it don't take $14. It don't take $14. It just don't take it. And then you look into Amazon, every time I see a package, we don't even talk. I'm giving you the half a cold shoulder because you got a stack of packages talking about you're going to return half. No, you're not. No, you're not. You run up the credit card. Right. And then I see the credit card bill, and then you act like your credit card is your side hustle. Right. No, that ain't your third income. We talking about streams of income.
Right.
A credit card is not another stream of income.
No, it's not.
It just don't. It just don't work like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so now we got all this stress. We got this animosity financially. And the thing that we wasn't thinking about and putting energy on was, how do we get out of bondage? Right. Because we putting too much of our mental energy into chasing a corporate job, putting too much into chasing the check. We putting too much into how we can save money and all these other things. And we're not putting enough into how we can free ourselves from bondage. And so I'm going to tell you, for us, it's been freeing. Like, we love to do the things that we like to do. We both the youngest child.
Oh my goodness.
And so me and Joy, and if you like me and Joy, you want to do what you want to do.
Right. You like Burger King. We like to have it our way.
You like to have it. I'm serious. And I'm serious. We love spending time with our kids. Yes. We're on a road trip right now. Yeah. And we just came back from another trip the other week. And so we want to live a life that we can do whatever we're doing from wherever we're going to do it. Right. And if you one of those people who wants to get your time back before you all old and stuff, and you can't enjoy it, and by the time you get all old, you won't even know what condition or where we're going to be at or what our situation is going to be. So you want to be able to serve the best you can serve now. You want to be able to do it now. It's going to take getting out of bondage. It's going to take being free.
Yeah, because tomorrow is not promised. So you have to get your priorities right. Yep. Get them right so that you can do the stuff that you want to do now.
All right, that's good. So now we're going to share some practical tips to you all, because that's what we said we was going to do on how you can reclaim your time and your intimacy. And so the first thing that we're going to do right now is we're going to play a video for you that is going to be the biggest thing. I want you to tap into this. You got to pay attention to this part. This is big. If you understand this, what we about to feed you, it's going to take 1.5 minutes, 90 seconds. When you watch this, it's going to change everything in the way that you handle intimate moments in your relationship. I'm going to give it to you right now.
I just want to show you something. This is the psychological power of the device. What if I was sitting here talking to you, holding my phone? It's not buzzing, it's not beeping, no one's calling me, I'm just holding it. Do you feel like you are the most important thing to me right now? No, you don't. That's the association. So when we show up for a meeting, or we sit down for dinner with our families, and we put the phone on the table, it sends a psychological message to everyone sitting there that you are not the most important thing to me right now. And putting the phone upside down is not more polite. Put it in airplane mode to take away the temptation that something's coming in, and put it in a bag or on a shelf out of sight. And this is how we should be interacting with people, giving them our full attention, because the idea is not that we hear the words they say, but that they feel heard. And this is one of the tricks. If you wake up in the morning and you check your phone before you say good morning to the person sitting next to you, you probably have a problem. If you have to take your phone from room to room, no matter where you go, you probably have a problem. And just like any recreational drug, the more you practice leaving it away, for example, if you go out for dinner, you don't need 4 telephones. Leave one at home, leave one in the car. You have one with your spouse, it's fine. If you have a client meeting, leave it in the car, leave it in the bag, never take it out. And you find it easier not to be sucked in by the fear mongering as well. So like any addiction, it just takes a little work.
There's too much debate.
I know that was a whole lot of game, and I want you to check that out. It's these things right here. Come on, you pull it out right now. Pull it out. You got it. You got it on you right now. Who do you love the most? Do you love this device more, or do you love your partner more?
Right.
And how many times in the morning before you even laid lips? I mean, you ain't even get to the lips before you was, hold on back. Before you even got to the lips, you ain't even get your feet on the ground. You ain't even get to thank you, Lord.
Right.
Before you done let half the world into your bed.
Yeah.
Into your bed. You let everybody else's spirit, everybody else's thought, everybody else's request or need from you is all just jumping right into your bedroom.
Yeah.
And so the number one thing that's going to help to be able to reclaim your time, specifically around intimacy, specifically around reclaiming your social agenda, is to get these things out of there. You got to lose the addiction to information and being nosy about what's going on all over the world. Guess what? That person's still going to have the same amount of people going to get shot, whether you was watching it breaking news or not.
Right.
I'm just saying.
That's facts.
This is real world.
That's facts.
And the same people going to go to the hospital, whether you was breaking news or not. And at some point, if we don't take time for the thing that we working on and the thing we got over all the other stuff that's going on, you know, we're going to end up, you know, in some real statistical situation.
Yeah. You know, there was a quote that said, true love is not a hide. I'm going to read it. It says, true love is not a hide and seek game. In true love, both lovers seek each other. How you going to seek somebody? How you going to seek your partner if you so distracted and got everything else going on, putting everything else before them to take it away, to get you distracted, to keep you away, and you searching like, where's my boo?
Yeah,
where he at?
Yeah,
and he's like, where's my baby? Where's she at?
That's it.
Behind that phone. Behind them 50 million things that you got to do for your kids. I mean, so it's like, what is who do you put first?
Who do you put first?
Who do you put first?
And so, like, what is your most valuable asset?
Yeah.
Like, what is the thing? And that's a great point, Joy. Like, what is the thing that you think is the most important? You can just put into the chat. What's most important? And so, like, what's your most valuable asset? And that's some people gonna put some things. If you got Christ in your life, you got the Holy Ghost. All right, we're gonna say that's number one. Now I want you to put what's the next most important thing. All right. So what's your most important asset? I want you to put in chat, like, what's those things that you got to have going on? And I'm going to tell you right now, it's just flat out. You know, when I'm talking about my most important asset is having time and having a wonderful relationship. And like those things matter so much more to me than anything else. I can't get enough of it. Is having the peace of mind. If you've ever been a person who's had any depression or anxiety before or felt stressed, and now you got somebody and people you can be around and just let your guard down and really be at peace, how much is that worth? How much is a safe space worth? How much is that worth? I see that in the chat. Time and family. I see each other. Yeah, man. There's nothing like it. And to be able to do that beautifully, it takes some effort. So number one is getting rid of the addiction. And then number two is putting the intention on the things that matter the most. And so we're going to give you a number three thing. And this is something really practical. We say it's going to be very practical today. So we're going to show you literally what we do. And it's worked for us. Is this one gem that we're going to drop to you right now? Is that you can find your life plan and your business. Some people say a business plan. Don't ask me to write your business plan. It's going to be like 20 pages long and have graphs and spreadsheets. Joy going to be stressed out. I mean, it's going to be a lot of different stuff in that book. You know, but my real business plan ain't got nothing to do with my SWOT analysis. It ain't got nothing to do with a projected 5-year income targets and profit and loss. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that stuff. That's right. You know what my business plan is my calendar. And my calendar says not what I'm talking about. It doesn't say what I'm thinking about. It doesn't say what I have a heart for. It doesn't say. My calendar tells me what my real plan is to live my life and to do the things that I know I've been assigned to do. That's right. And so we're going to give you this one gem, and this is the way that we do our calendar. You see these red marks? These red marks mean we're not scheduling no meetings during those times. Like there's times that we say we're going to put our life down first and block that time. And so if you see a red with a line through it, it means that that's time that's designed for relationships. That's time for family. That's time for the things of God, the things that we have a heart to do. That's right. And so we're taking that time. We've reclaimed that time for our children. We've reclaimed that time for each other. And we've made a choice that whatever money we make, we're going to have to make it during these other days. And that just is what it is. And so if I gave you an even more detailed look at our calendar, because we have a shared calendar, you would see that the first thing that we do on our calendar, and I highly recommend it to you, is you don't have an Apple Calendar app, is to get you an Apple Calendar app. Okay. And what you're going to want to do is come in there and have shared calendars, calendars where you can see what each other have going on at a glance all day, every day. The reason why is because when you know what each other have going on, then you can put all of your priorities on. You can put your family on. You can schedule a lot of different things. I'm going to tell you, I ain't going to lie to y'all. This is how I'm into my calendar. I'll put it on the calendar. And you want to protect your social agenda? I dare you to schedule some time on the calendar and see the accept on the meeting invite. Boy, that's like foreplay right there. I'm gonna tell you, you gotta block your time off.
That's some expectation.
I'm not even playing. Block your time off just to do whatever, where it ain't even gotta be like we're gonna jump into bed and just fool around or we're gonna do this. Why don't you just block some time just to be with each other and say, I'm not accepting no meetings. If somebody wants something, I'm going on do not disturb. This is my time with the person I care about, and everything else is gonna have to wait. And if you can do that and be disciplined with it, where you really put the first things first, it's going to change everything. So number one was put those cell phones away. Number two was put your priority things first. First things first.
Intentional on what matters.
Be intentional on what matters. And number three is your calendar is your life plan. So if you're really serious about being intentional about what matters, is to put it on the calendar and then be bold enough to follow what you put down. And if you do those three things, it's going to change your marriage, your social life, your social agenda, and you will truly be free without restrictions, without hindrance, and you're going to go to the next level in that area. And you are so welcome.
That's
and so if you are a married couple, you already know what time it is. We are here, and we absolutely love working with married couples, not just in talking about married stuff, because that's really fun. But we love seeing married couples win financially through the outlet of real estate. How do you replace your income in real estate investing? It's not hard.
It's really
and it's like we show you easy and practical ways to be able to replace your income with real estate investing. You can text us at 502-632-3005. Matter of fact, share it with a friend.
Yes.
Share it with a friend. We love if you are one of the people who refer somebody to us. When they give you your name, we are going to send you something very special that's you're gonna want to send more people to us. I'll tell you that. And so we definitely have a referral program. So you can text us and ask us about the referral program. If you know somebody who might be interested, we would love to bless you as well. So we are looking forward to all of the different things that we're going to talk about. We're going to be back on our real estate game next week. Okay. Y'all always talking about real estate. Well, we didn't this week.
You know what? That real estate gave us our freedom.
Hey, come on. Hey, the real estate game gave us the ability to be able to have a lot more choices.
That's right.
And so we want you to be able to have a lot more choices as well. And to be able to make as much or as little as you want without restrictions, without restraints, without hindrances, and not be in bondage. So with that being said, God bless y'all. Y'all have a great night. And remember, it is always so much better together. All right.